Audio recording has started.
Hi, my name is Melissa Powell. In this presentation will be audio only. In this video, I am going to talk about browsing the web with Chrome and TalkBack in Android. So let's go ahead and get started here. You can explore web pages with TalkBack navigation settings. To cycle through the TalkBack navigation settings, well, first, before we do that, let me tell you how to open Chrome. So the first thing you need to do is you need to access your home screen, and you can do this by swiping up, then left in an L-shaped pattern, or you can press Alt-H. Then you need to navigate to your apps icon, and you can do this by swiping left to right across the screen, or on the keyboard you can do this by pressing Alt right arrow. And when you locate the apps icon, you would hold your finger on it and double tap the screen to open it, or on the keyboard you would press Alt Enter. And then in the apps icon you would swipe from left to right or press Alt right arrow until you locate the Chrome app. And this is the web browsing program in Google, and Android uses this. And you would either press Alt Enter on the keyboard to open it, or you would hold your finger on it and double tap it to open it, just like any other app. Okay, so now let's get to these navigation settings. To cycle through the TalkBack navigation settings, you need to open a web page in Chrome. Then you would swipe your finger up and down on the screen until you locate the setting that you would like to use. Then you would swipe right to move forward using your chosen setting, or you would move back. You can also choose navigation settings from the TalkBack local context menu. You open a web page in Chrome. To open the menu, you would swipe right and then up in one smooth motion. You don't want to stop. And the keyboard command for this is Control Alt Spacebar to open a local context menu. To explore the menu, you would drag your finger, and the menu will be in a circle or a list depending on your TalkBack settings. If it's in a circle, you would drag your finger in a circular motion by turning your finger. If it's in a list, you would swipe from left to right. When you want to choose an item, just lift your finger and the menu will close. You would swipe right to move forward or left to move back. Now we're going to talk about the headings and landmarks. And so these are your options. You can navigate by headings or landmarks. You can navigate by links. You can navigate by different kinds of links, like visited, unvisited, or active links. You can navigate in a list form. And TalkBack will tell you how many list items there are And to explore in the list format, you would swipe from left to right across the screen. You can explore by controls, or you can navigate by other elements such as form fields, buttons, or menus. So these are the options in your navigation settings, and you can choose how you would like to navigate the web page. You can also navigate by characters, words, or lines if you want to read it. You can explore one character, one word, or one line at a time of text. And then there's special content. You can explore content such as tables, and this is available again in your local context menu. And then you have your default. You can explore every element on the page in order. Now we're going to talk about exploring the web pages with the keyboard. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I like to show both ways of doing things, so you can choose which way you like best. Personally, I prefer the keyboard over the touch screen, but I know that other people may like the touch screen better, so it's just a personal preference. So let's go ahead and get started with these keyboard commands. If you use an external keyboard with your Android device, which would be like a Bluetooth keyboard, you can use these TalkBack keyboard shortcuts. The first thing you need to do is set up your device and keyboard. To use keyboard shortcuts with TalkBack, you need a device that's running Android 4.3 or a later version. We're up to like Android 8 now. There are two sets of keyboard shortcuts in TalkBack. There are the default keynup, and there is the classic keynup. And most devices use the default keynup, but you can change it to the classic. The default keynup has a lot more commands and a lot more options. The classic keynup doesn't have as many. Here's the default keymap commands. And these commands use the Alt key. And don't worry, in my next video, I'll talk about how you can set up and choose your keymap that you would like to use. Move to next item by pressing Alt right arrow. You can move to the previous item by pressing Alt left arrow. You can move to the item above by pressing Alt up arrow. You can move to the item below by pressing Alt down arrow. You can move to the first item by pressing Alt Control left arrow. You can move to the last item by pressing Alt Control right arrow. You can click the focused element, and this is the same as a double tap by pressing Alt-Enter. Long press focused element, Alt-Shift-Enter. Read from top, Alt-Control-Enter, and this will start reading from the top, and it'll continue reading until you press the Alt key, and then it will stop. Read from next item, Alt-Control-Shift-Enter. Navigate to next or previous window is Alt-Control up or down arrow. In split screen view, this shortcut moves your view between the two open apps. Otherwise, it moves your focus between the status bar, the screen, and the navigation bar. Now, these are your global actions, and a lot of these are things that you'll be using to browse the web with. Alt-Control Backspace will take you back. Home is Alt-Control-H. Recent app / overview, Alt-Control-R. Notifications, Alt-Control-N. Search the screen, Alt-Control/. Open global context menu would be Alt-Space. Open local context menu is Alt-Shift-Space. Pause or resume talkback is Alt-Control-Z. Open list of actions, Alt-Control-Space. And here are your text navigation commands. Move to next word, Alt-Shift-Control right arrow. Move to next character, Alt-Shift right arrow. Move to previous character, Alt-Control-Shift left arrow. And here's your Chrome web page navigation commands. You use these shortcuts to move to the previous and next element on a web page. Alt+B is next. Alt+Shift+B will move you to your previous button. Control. Alt+C will move you to your next control. Alt+Shift+C will move you to your previous control. And then you have your area landmark
shutter button
commands.
Press Alt+Enter to activate. Press Alt+Shift+Enter to long press.
Alt+D will move you to the next landmark. Alt+Shift+D will move you to your previous landmark. Then editable field. Alt+E will move you to your next editable field. And Alt-Shift-E will move you to your previous editing field. Then you have your focusable items. Alt+F will move you to your next focusable item. And Alt-Shift-F will move you to your previous focusable item. Then next you have your
one new message
graphics.
from Riley Blake.
Alt+G. Alt plus Shift plus G will move you to your previous graphic. And then you have your heading options. Alt plus H. Alt Shift H will move you to your previous heading. And you have 6 heading levels, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, so to go next to the next heading, you would do Alt plus from number 1 to number 6. And to go to the previous headings, you would do Alt Shift 1 through 6. And each time you push that, it'll take you to there, whichever number of heading you push. And then you have your lists. Alt plus O will take you to your next list. Alt Shift O will take you to your previous list. List item. Alt plus I will take you to your next list item. Alt Shift I will take you to your previous list item. Then you have your links. Your next link to go, you would press Alt L. And to go to your previous link, you would press Alt Shift L. Notice most of the previous commands have a shift in them. And then you have your tables, and Alt T will take you to your next table. Alt Shift T will take you to your previous table. Then you have your checkboxes. Alt plus X will take you to your next checkbox. Alt Shift X will take you to your previous checkbox. Then you have your combo boxes. Next combo box is Alt Z. And of course your previous is Alt Shift Z. So I hope that these keyboard commands are helpful. I tried to go through these slow enough so that you would have some time to write them down if you wanted to. And this concludes our video on browsing the web with Chrome. And I hope you find this information helpful. I'm trying to put this information out there, and I do hope that somebody does find it helpful, because I put an extreme amount of work in preparing these videos and writing up these outlines and everything. So I hope you enjoy your day, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Shutter button. Press Alt plus Enter to